Richard Del Connor is the philosopher poet of the hippie generation.
Hello there, Richard Del Connor, philosopher poet, and this is the Richard Del Connor philosopher poet podcast. How coincidental. No, I don't like to be that cynical. I don't like it when comedians say the opposite of what they mean, you know. So they say something, somebody does something bad and they go, oh, that was a good job. But no, it was a terrible job. So that's another reason I didn't want to be a comedian. I really wanted to stick closer to the truth, you know. I mean, it's fun to make jokes, and I do make lots of jokes, but I just realized that being a comedian probably meant that I had to widen my arsenal, and I didn't want to do that. I'd rather be a lecturer than a comedian. Okay, now, here we go. And this is podcast number 20. So the Richard Del Connor Philosopher Poet podcast number 20 has begun. And we're going to 1979, well, actually 78, but 78, 79, and 80. Venice, California. A few years I lived in Venice. Off Broadway. Hold it, let's see. Off Broadway on... anyway, well, we're on Broadway. And it's been a long time since I've been there. Been there for a few years, and then I moved over to Santa Monica and lived with Michelle. And then I moved kind of back towards a little closer to the airport. And then I went kind of over to Laurie's house, and then I went to the airport and worked there and lived out of my van for a while. And then I got a place in, my Kung Fu master and I were living together down in Redondo Beach. And then from there, I got a place in Brentwood with Jennifer, really nice little apartment there. And it was that time that I shot the No Hope and Surrender video. So I was living with her when I shot those videos with Gwen. That shoot. Anyway, here we go. So what? Like I said, it's been fun putting my life together. I'm enjoying my memories. And back then I was known as the Ranch for a short period of time. It was because I slept with almost every single girl in the Village Recorder, or they slept with me. I'm not sure which way it was, because I was not trying to make a score, but eventually I became the score. That's when sex was, considered just a nice way to start a relationship or have a nice friendship, or friends with benefits. Is that what they call it? Anyway. Well, let's see. I mentioned here that I was kind of proud that I did have sex with a lot of girls, not lots and lots, but a bunch, and that I never got a sexual disease. And the way I'm proud of that means I was sleeping with girls who didn't sleep with a lot of guys, and they didn't sleep with guys who had sexual diseases. So I was picking nice girls, So I've never had a sexual disease. And let's see. Where do we go? Topic number 1 is the starving musician is dumpable. Oh crap! Okay. Let me. Well, let's go up to the top. I can see up here it says, "Don't get triggered." The lyrics to the song, "Go Blame It on Somebody Else," might have been to Rita. She's the subject of many of my videos, because we were together for a couple of years, and it had its ups and downs. Mostly up. It was a very nice relationship. Lots of fun, lots of love, lots of sex. It was... okay. Anyway, but anyway, when I say you need some bruises, baby, it's kind of in relation to the song My Child, in which Rita kind of petered out on this tour she was on. She should have stuck it out and made it, or maybe something happened that was bad she didn't tell me, which means she didn't deal with it properly. So whatever it was, she didn't make it, and I think she should have. She should have toughed it out maybe, or something, because the rest of her life and our relationship and everything just kind of nosedived. And it was going really good, and then she was going on this tour, and we were all excited, and then halfway through the tour, she had to come home, and yeah. So never know the truth. Even in the old 4,000-year-old Hindu text, it says only the woman knows the child's father. So many secrets are never told. So where were we up here? The bruises are basically just got to tough it out. I had a nice, tough childhood. So muy macho. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying everybody has to be muy macho, but you should definitely have sports and things and activities and hiking and some challenging things in your life. Maybe some boating or surfing or horseback riding. You need some challenging things to happen in your life. And I've had more than my share, but well, my share was more than everybody else's. But let's see, where were we? Oh, and I was mentioning, I don't know why, probably afraid, even millennial boys are afraid of bruises because they grew up without sports this whole century. So you don't realize it, but the last century was very big on sports in schools, really big. And you'd go home and people would be playing sports in the streets and ball games and football games and here and there and in the school, anyway, all over the place. Sports were always going on. We lived in a world of sports, which you cannot imagine because it's hard for me to remember how different it was now, so long ago. But point being is that even millennial boys probably get triggered about they need bruises. And that's the problem. You got to get bruises. That's what being a kid's about. You have fun, you fall down. Skateboards, roller skates. Fell down a whole bunch of times. If I had holes in my pants, I saw a lady in line yesterday at UPS. She had big holes in her knees. It didn't even look like it was possible. If she would have actually caused that in reality, she would have lost her kneecaps for sure. Big holes. But I used to have holes in all my jeans. My mom was always patching them, or doing those iron-on Levi patches because I was making holes in them from falling down on my skateboards and stuff like that. So that's the way it is. And of course, if you're going through your pants, you're going through some skin too. So that's what I'm trying to say. And I don't regret any one single bruise or scar or scratch or cut or, they were all just part of doing what we were doing, And okay. Don't make a big deal out of that. Hopefully you got the point. Where were we? The music video. You're going to see that at the end of the video. We're going to have the music video for Go Blame It on Somebody Else. And I think in this video, I should have looked at it first. I'm kind of trying to pump out all 26 of them. I'm working for a month to plan all these out and get them ready. But this one is I think just a lyric video because if I put any girl there, they'll be pissed off. Hey, what do you mean? Go blame it on me. Majority of my girlfriends did dump me for somebody with more money, which I guess is, here it is, that's topic number one, is the starving musician equals dumpable. And you got to remember, a lot of women date men that they know they can get rid of really easily. They just know they'll have no bad feelings about it. Their conscience is clear. It's logical, and their parents would even back her up. So you date a roughneck or a punk or a musician or a biker. Well, maybe not a biker, but you date someone that you really know you're not want to marry. And your excuse, of course, is going to be eventually you're just waiting to move up. And hey, that's life. That's business. Maybe men should do that more. You're dating someone and you find a girl who's got more money. You should move up. That logic was never in my agenda, and regrettably, maybe if I would have had better mentoring, I coulda, shoulda had that in there. Okay, so anyway, where were we? The starving musicians, and girls dump me for lack of money. I just kind of accept that. Wah. And this is metaverse number 4, the rich in Venice. So like 78, 79, and 80, those few years. And obviously the product right now is the Oh Boy music movie. Get the music movie. And get the album too, so you can have the music wherever you on your phone, and then you got the videos wherever. But yeah, get them both. And let's see. And buy my album so my next girlfriend won't dump me. I need some money. Basically, girls are going to always dump me unless I make a lot of money. So if I can sell a lot of records, all of a sudden, girls are going to want to date me again. Watch. I'll prove it. Buy a whole bunch of my stuff. And as soon as I make a bunch of money, and of course, get a nicer car. And, well, that's probably all I really need is a nicer house and a nicer car and a nicer neighborhood. If I get those 3 things, I can get a home run. Figuratively and literally. Anyway, where were we? Okay, so yeah, but seriously, buy my stuff. So you're helping me. It's not, if you buy it at ShallonRecords.com, 95% of the money is going to go to me. I got a processing fee with PayPal, and beyond that, and then I got payloads. Well, 10%, 90% will go to me after I pay all my storage fees. Well, whatever it is, it's better than any other deal I got. So buy directly from there, and I'll get more money if that's what you should want to do. Okay, what was it? This is interesting. So that's why I had to make all these notes. I would have forgot all these things. But this is a story. This is a Masonic story, a Freemason story, or a story that I became knowledgeable of as a Freemason. I became friends with some guys, and some of them were very, very nice, and realized that I was kind of on the lower financial spectrum, and they were nice enough to help me out in some ways. And one of these guys was very helpful, really nice guy. And he ran a car shop, and he helped me out. I think he might have done a car repair for free, or just for parts, or I don't know. But he was nice, really nice guy, and which helped me out at that time. And so anyway, the point being is he had a daughter, and he was used to complain about his daughter. I met her; she was really nice, decent enough looking. I won't make any comments on that. I mean, not bad, but point being is she couldn't find a man to marry. And I knew about this for a couple years. So, I mean, I'm telling you kind of an interesting perspective, which I don't have on life, which is she made, I think, we'll say $120,000 a year. Not a whole lot. I mean, nice. I think that was it. That was number. So maybe it's double that. But anyway, 120 is, I thought, the number that rings 6 in my head. And so her goal was she wouldn't marry a man unless he made at least $150,000. So she needed somebody who made more than her, so she knew that he would never depend on her. It would always be, he was the big dog, even though I think, wants the big brain. I think she wants to control everybody. But that was the balance. But the reason I'm pointing that out is I got to know that story and watched it and heard them both complain. Him, that he wanted her to get a girlfriend or boyfriend, and her complaining that she wanted to get a husband. And it just couldn't happen because of money, because of the perspective of money. And I'm only throwing that into the story to kind of show how the perspective of money is just the way most people are. And so I accept that. And all these girls dumping me for guys with more money, I accept that. I understand. And I hope it worked out better for them. I know in a couple of cases it didn't, but I hope that otherwise, in every case, I hope it worked out better for them. I hope that they always move up from me. I wouldn't want them going down, to be honest with you. So anyway, never, ever. Yeah. So anyway, where was I? Buy $11 of love at ShallonRecord.com. Buy one of my albums. $11 of love. I try to market. Okay, so that's it. Anything else? Are we out of here? How'd Christ Killer get here? Oh, the song Just For You. Why is that in here? I must have tied this in somehow. From the I won't obey you, a man must wear. Oh, that's having marital flashbacks here now. Album level 2 looks like it's at $8.88 for an album download. Because remember, I made this in I actually started making my websites in 1999, but this album probably came out 2007. I'm guessing wildly, not too wildly. So 2007. So $8.88, and the price isn't changed unless I change it. So let's see, and and that level 2, I don't know how I tied into this, but I must have had a good reason. But that was when she dumped me. It was during this time. She dumped me, and then I did this Christ Killer album, and it has this song, which I circled over here, Just For You. Maybe I'm leading myself back to the story I imagined a few weeks ago. But anyway, Just For You was written to her, literally, saying, hey, I want to help you. I want to be your thing. And it worked. And then she came back for a few more years, 3, 4 years, 5, maybe 3, 4 for 3 for sure, 4 maybe. And then she went up again with another coworker. It was a coworker in Utah and then a coworker over there. So, certain people have certain behaviors and just have to accept that. Where are we? Get to hear that song. I like that song, Just For You. It's a very moving song. But anyway, it looks like I want you to hear it for some reason. And history of the level 2, that Christ Killer album, is when I was really fighting the Mormons. I mean, I was fighting them a little on level 1, that Flack of Nights about them. But by the end of the album, they became friends. So you got to remember that. So even though they were my enemies for a couple of years, we became friends eventually. 2-3 years. Then we became really good friends with the Mormons. Even the Gaelic Society, or Siberian, the Gaelic community in Utah, we went to those monthly meetings too. That was fun. Very Catholic oriented, if not 100% Catholic. There was some Scottish in there. Iberian is what they called themselves. Yeah, that's a word I haven't used in years. Okay, so anyway, where am I going? Am I out of here now? And the Holy Rollers. Why am I pointing this out? Well, that period when I was in that Christ killer period was a very religious period. I was dealing with lots of churches on different relationships and levels. The Holy Rollers, they gave us food and everything. Did I say monthly or weekly? We got lots of food, and they were like 3/4 of a block away. Just walk to the end of the block, cross the street over diagonally, and we were in their church, and they'd just give us food. And I didn't have to go to church to get it. I didn't have to go to the service. It's like just go pick up the food and go back home. They were just really nice, and I appreciate that. To me, that was spiritual. That was them being spiritual and Christian. So where were we? I'm trying to get out of here. Why does it always seem like that? I guess because I'm in such a hurry. I got so many of these planned out. I'm not even halfway. Close. Let's see. My outro. Now you can see how wrong it is to get all the sex you desire. Oh man, that's kind of true. That's what I've had too much of. I would have been better off holding off or not doing it or not following through, or like I had that Pieces of the Sky was written to a girl I did not have sex with. So that made it special. If I would have had sex with her, it would have been a different song entirely. But the not having less sex would have made my life better. That's a conclusion I'm reluctant but confident to make at this point. And what did all that love get me? What did it get me? How far, how did it increase my financial abilities, my social abilities, my family situation? So that sex didn't really help me. Less sex, like I said, might have been better. Where was I? Why did true love die? Now you got to remember, there was several or more than several times when I believed it was true love. It couldn't be any more loving, romantic, beautiful, rewarding, vicarious. It was just wonderful. And how could it go bad? How? Why? Why wouldn't it always be good? Well, that's why I got so many of these songs. I can't take no more. I'm still asking that question, but I know more answers. I got more answers than ever, of course. Been accumulating them. All right, where was it? The host character in this thing. I don't promote my image as much, because I'm just kind of like being me, Richard O'Connor, the philosopher poet. I like wearing vests a lot too. I like the cowboy thing, but I'm not going to wear my cowboy hat because I got the Kung Fu cowboy thing. So Richard O'Connor doesn't have to wear a cowboy hat, which is a drag because my hair is getting kind of thin. Might look better with a cowboy hat. Where was I? I'm almost out of here, almost. So. Yeah, why did love die? A bunch of times. And why doesn't love make a relationship work? In other words, you have this intense love. Why can't you use that over and over and repeat it to keep restarting and rebuilding the love? Kind of like going and fueling up at the gas station. You use up all that love, and then you go fuel up, and then you use all that love, and you fuel up, and you use all that love. Why can't it be like that? I mean, seriously, why not? So anyway, these are questions that I've always asked, and my stories kind of lead you through the dramas and the stories in a fun way, so you can appreciate the satisfaction of my ignorance. Oh my goodness, that may be accurate. Philosopher poet out of here, and your song today is "Go Blame It on Somebody Else." It's not my fault. Your purse is empty, so stop hitting me with it. All right.
Lost your song, so now, if decide to let me in. Your past is just a book. Throw it down, don't give it another look. You're such a long way from home. You know just what you need. Stop listening to who you don't believe. Let me help you design your world. There's nothing to sacrifice except what you hate in life. Set free that person inside of you. There's something, someone, somewhere, somehow, someplace for each of us to go. Look for that path you need, the one where you don't bleed. Life doesn't need to hurt you so. Leave you lying here. If you trust me, walk away. I'm not forcing you to stay. I just want you to leave behind your fear. I'll take you to places I know, some I've been to and some I've let go. You've got to decide what's right to do.